Welcome to Mishna. Mishna Zayin. Over here in this Mishnah, actually, before we get to this Mishnah, I just want to mention last Mishnah. On the end of it, we said that you have to go ahead and no difference between the neder and the nedava. There's actually one point Harabam mentions, and that does, even though, right, well, you have to bring these korbanot, right, there's a mitzvah to bring it by the first regel, right, the first holiday that comes, right? There's a mitzvah to bring all your nedarim, all your nedavot, right? That's what they're similar to, right? And even if a person pledged tzedakah, right, you have to go ahead and bring these. This mitzvah, right? You can't push it off. You have to bring it by the first holiday. Now this Mishnah continues. The difference between a zav, Messora, and we'll see even a pure person. En ben zav there's no difference between a zav, a person who saw emissions. So he saw 2 emissions, or he saw 3. What's the difference between the two? Right, both of them, right? They have to wait 7 clean days, right? They have to have it go through a tada process, right? Of being in the mikveh. What's the difference between someone who saw 2 versus 3? The only difference is a korban. The person who saw an emission 3 times, he needs to go ahead and bring a korban, whereas the person who only saw 2 times does not have to bring the korban, but he is considered fully tameh. Now, there's only difference, right? Basically, there is no difference except for, right, between the Messora muskar, the person who's put away, the leper who's put away, locked away just to see if anything's going to develop, or to the Messora, the Kohen saw and he said, "Oh, this guy is a leper 100%. You need to go away." Right? The only difference between those two, ela piri'a ufrima. Right, priya and frima is the priya is letting the hair grow out, and the prima is the clothes, right? It's the letting one's hair grow wild, and also the clothes themselves, right, becoming tameh. Right, sorry, not tameh, right? The clothes having to be torn, right, ripped, right? Like right? That's the only difference between the two. The person who's just waiting to see if he's going to be fully tameh, he doesn't have to go ahead and let his hair grow out and rip his clothes. But the person who is rendered fully tameh, Messora, leper, then he has to go ahead and do those things. Now, when the person's coming out, right, of the Messora process, right? So if he's tahor because he was just waiting to see, or if he became tahor after the waiting and see period, or after the fully, he was 100% in Messora, he was fully designated by the Kohen. He said you are 100% tameh. The only difference between those two people who are now going through the tahara process, they both have to go through the tahara process. They both have to dip in the mikveh, rinse their wash their clothes, tie their clothes and everything. What's the only difference between the two? That tiglahat v'tziporim. Right, tiglahat is the shaving that they have to do, fully shave the whole body, and tziporim are the 2 birds that they have to bring at the end of the tahara process. Where if someone was coming out his hechlet, right, if he was 100% mukhlat, he was 100% tameh, then he would have to bring those. Whereas someone who's just in that waiting period, right, mitoch hesger, then he would not have to bring those.